I got 22
So much wasted
times.
potential.
It is so much wasted potential, Devin. Because these game modes just are not conducive to all the movement and things that you have, and all the
So are
abilities
we
and
saying
stuff.
that we're gonna play Overwatch then?
I would prefer to play Overwatch because I'm more. This is actually making me salty, and I usually don't get salty.
So, Lawbreakers is a skill-based hero shooter. There are 7 different classes, each with a different purpose. Um, and in the beta they gave, they had 4 different game modes. Right? I think they said 4, but I only remember playing 3 of them. And they had I think they had most of the maps in the game. It was a pretty good experience. Now, is it a good game? Yes. Do I like the game? No, and the reason why I don't like it is I don't really find it fair. That's the first thing. While there are 7 classes, I don't feel like the Titan is very useful, and the Juggernaut only useful in certain purposes. If you're trying to play offense with a Juggernaut, who's this robot, it's more like the tank. They have a shotgun, they can armor, and they can put up walls. If you're trying to play offense with that character, you're gonna have a bad time for the most part. You mostly have to play a character defensively. And then with the Titan, he didn't really seem that good overall, and I didn't see most people using him. Although anybody I did see using them were probably pretty good with it, and they were getting kills. In comparison, the characters that I thought were pretty good and the characters I hated going against the most, whichever character I played, because I played mostly Vanguard, which is more like the balance class. The characters I think were kind of unbalanced was the Wraith and the Gunslinger. Now my first issue with the Wraith is they're extremely mobile, and they also do extreme amount of damage. They can slide in, get very close, and then their machine pistol, which gets more inaccurate as you fire, does a lot of damage and is capable of killing probably anybody in one clip. So all you need to do is slide into your DMs and then just hold the R2, the trigger button, and you're dead. And if you're not dead, they can just knife you because their secondary attack is to use their tactical knife. So I hate that class because usually they kill me pretty quickly. Any class I'm using. The other class I think is a bit overpowered is the Gunslinger because it pretty much has all the tools it needs. It has pretty good mobility. The ability to teleport like Tracer is pretty useful. He has 2 pistols, that one's for close range while the other one's for mid range. And then his ult it basically pulls out 2 Wraith guns and then hold the R2 trigger for a long period of time, making it very annoying to go against. So I feel those classes are far overpowered, and while the assassins are also pretty annoying, and I was told most people found them and they hated them. The assassin takes more, in my opinion, more skill to get up close, especially with the melee attacks and land the hits in comparison to the Gunslinger and the Wraith, who makes it very easy to get kills, at least from what I've seen. So there's that. And then the other thing I don't like is the game map designs. Now, as I mentioned, the mobility of like the Gunslinger and the Wraith be able to slide in, and the Gunslinger be able to teleport around. Everybody has mobility options except for Titan, which is one of the reasons why I don't think they're very strong for the most part. And the Juggernaut has relatively weak mobility options. And I mean, so while the game does have mobility options, and the map is based around that with its 0G situations, which I think is pretty cool, though I wish they would extend it to the entire map because it kind of feels weird going from a gravity-based situation to a zero gravity situation with all the characters I play. Anyway, so the issue with the game modes is most of them kind of encourage far more defensive and campy behavior. For example, in Uplink, the goal is to grab the objective, take it to your base, and hold it until it charges your base, and you gain a point. And you gotta do it 3 times. Once you get to Uplink and push to your base, basically it turns more into it kind of encourages camp behavior because all you need to do really is just stay in like corners and wait for your enemy to come by, and you all just shoot the hell out of them until they die. And since most people tend to play Wraith and Gunslinger, it doesn't really take that much effort to do. And because of that, it kind of just hinders the entire point of the game, which is to be this high pace, flying, octane action, which is a weird expression that people use for movies. Anyway, it kind of defeats the purpose of everything it was built around, which is moving a lot and skill-based combat. Because if you're camping in a corner and you can kill enemies very quickly, then there's no real skill in that. Unless you're the one trying to stop them, then it becomes skillful. I mean, for example, there's another game mode called Blitzball, or Blitzball. I call it Blitzball, where you capture the ball, and it's just like in Black Ops 3, and which makes sense for what I'm about to say. Makes sense because the same issue is in Black Ops 3. You take the ball, you grab it, and then you take it to the enemy's base to score a touchdown, essentially. And the issue with that is, all you really need to do to kind of stop it is play the Juggernaut, which is one of the less mobile classes who can put up walls, and then you can just put in from the goalposts when the enemy's about to come, preventing them from scoring. I did that all the time. That was actually what I mainly did, because I realized with all the gunslingers and wraiths out there, I'm just going to get murdered every time because I don't play them. And it works all the time. Other people do it. I saw other people do it. And it just kind of feels bad that the game is kind of based around doing that, because that's the most successful, to my knowledge, way of playing it. And I think that's a major issue with this game. Just like Black Ops 3, where the game is designed more for being mobile and being skillful, yet at the same time it encourages, because it's way more effective, less mobile options. And those are my issues with the game and why I don't really like it that much. I still think it's a good game, and I think for many people it's probably very fun, because I think flying around the map and using all your mobility of options are really enjoyable, and I generally tend to like that in games. But with how the game modes kind of encourage being extremely defensive and less mobile, I can't really say with a honest heart that I would be willing to play this game very often. And if you're willing to deal with that and try to get around it, which is possible, then that's for you. But I can't say I like this game at all. But once again, it's a good game, and I want to make that perfectly clear. Thank you for watching.